Sachs Global Enterprises didn't just go bankrupt. It imploded. And I don't want you to think about this as just some retail story.
Yeah.
This is not about handbags.
So,
This is the death knell of the debt-fueled illusion we've all been living in. I mean, think about the absurdity of this. Saks owes Chanel an estimated $136 million.
it's a staggering number for a vendor debt. Usually you see these figures in, bank loans, not unpaid invoices for perfume.
Completely unprecedented. And they owe Meta and Google millions for ads they ran for goods they couldn't even pay for. So if the ultimate symbols of luxury are insolvent, if they're stiffing the biggest companies on earth, the system isn't just leaking, it's dry. The whole golden age of stability, it ended while everyone was watching fashion shows.
A very harsh wake-up call. This is the deep dive. And today we are strictly following the Neural Pulse format to analyze the intelligence report for Saturday, January 24th, 2026.
We have to rip the Band-Aid off on this one. I mean, most people woke up today checking sports scores. But if you read the sources we've pulled, the world looks very different. The map has changed. The rules of money have changed.
And the safety net is gone. The data definitely supports that assessment. The bankruptcy of Saks Global is functioning as what we call a contagion event. We are seeing a complete breakdown in the trust economy. But before we get to your wallet, and it is coming for your wallet, we have to look at the kinetic action.
Right, because the map of the world literally changed this week. While everyone was distracted, the Global South just put up a sign that says, under new management. Walk us through what happened off the coast of South Africa.
This is data point 1. The Will for Peace 2026 naval exercises. They wrapped up on January 16th. Now, usually these are just diplomatic theater.
Just a photo op.
Exactly. But the participant list is what matters here. China, Russia, South Africa, and Iran.
And that's the kicker, isn't it? Iran.
Far from a photo op. Despite significant diplomatic pressure from the U.S., South Africa allowed the Iranian warship Shahid Madavi and the Makran to operate in False Bay. And to be clear, the Shahid Madavi is not a patrol boat. It's a forward base. It can launch ballistic missiles.
So let's translate that from Naval Gazette to reality. We're talking about the Cape of Good Hope, one of those critical choke points in global trade. If Suez is blocked, which it is, ships have to go around Africa.
It's the redundancy route for the entire global economy.
And now you have a new Axis, China, Russia, Iran parking missile-capable warships right there, hosted by South Africa. This isn't a drill, it's a siege. They're signaling they can cut off the Atlantic trade routes whenever they want. The West has lost the Global South.
It connects directly to the diplomatic shifts we saw in Davos. Data point 2, the death of multilateralism. On January 22, a new entity was unveiled. The Board of Peace.
Right, and this is where the cynicism really has to kick in. I was reading the charter for this thing, and the UN just looks like a walking corpse next to it. But this isn't a government body, is it?
Not in the traditional sense, no. It's more like a corporate boardroom. The charter appoints Donald Trump as member for life and chairman with full veto power.
So it's not a democracy, it's a club.
A very exclusive one. Initial signatories include Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, Indonesia, Argentina.
Notice who isn't on that list.
Conspicuously absent are France, Germany, and the UK.
Europe is out. The old guard is out. And look at their first project, this. New Gaza proposal from Jared Kushner. This tells you everything about how this new world works.
Correct. The plan focuses on high-rise real estate, on tourism. It frames the entire territory as a distressed asset, an investment opportunity. It completely bypasses the political reality of the conflict and the latest death toll, which now exceeds 71,000.
It's warlord diplomacy. We've moved from treaties and human rights to real estate deals and strongman pacts. The message is, the violence doesn't matter. Only the deal matters. And if you aren't at that table, you are on the menu.
And while diplomatic channels are being privatized, supply chains are being weaponized. Which brings us to data point 3. The resource stranglehold. China has implemented a new whitelist export control system.
This is the really scary stuff. This isn't about tariffs. This is the stuff that stops missiles from flying. What are they restricting?
Tungsten, antimony, and silver. Now, antimony might sound obscure, but it's critical for ammunition, for night vision goggles. Tungsten is essential for armor-piercing rounds.
So if I'm a defense contractor in Ohio making shells,
you are likely out of luck. Or you're paying a massive premium on the black market. China controls the vast majority of the global processing for these. You can't just spin up a new mine overnight.
And they didn't stop there. They went after the code, too.
Yes. On January 21, Beijing banned domestic firms from buying security software from U.S. and Israeli companies. They specifically named Palo Alto Networks, VMware, Fortinet, and Check Point.
This is it. The final phase of tech decoupling. It's not a trade war anymore. It's a resource siege. They're cutting off the raw materials for weapons, and they are purging Western eyes from their digital infrastructure. You don't do this if you plan on cooperating. You do this when you're battening down the hatches.
And we can see what that kind of conflict looks like by looking at data point 4, the meat grinder in Ukraine. The January 2026 status report is grim.
Give us the math. People are numb to the headlines. They hear conflict continues and they just tune it out. But these numbers are shocking.
CIA Director William Burns provided new estimates. He puts Russian casualties, that's killed and wounded, at 1.1 million.
Over 1 million men. That's the population of Austin, Texas. Gone or broken.
Yes. Ukrainian casualties are estimated at 400,000, and despite those losses, the front line is still moving. Russia captured another 63 square miles in the last month.
And the lights are out in Kyiv.
Effectively, yes. As of this week, 60% of Kyiv's power generation capacity is destroyed or offline.
This is what attrition looks like. It's not a game, it's a warning. When the systems fail, human life becomes the cheapest currency. And the scary part is, the world has just accepted it. It's background noise.
The macro implications are clear, but the micro implications, what this all means for you, the listener, that's where it gets truly dangerous.
Exactly. You're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, that's bad, but I'm fine, my job is safe. No, you're not. The contagion is moving from them to you.
Let's look at Impact 1, the credit freeze. This all centers on the battle over the 10% credit card interest cap.
And this is a story nobody is reading correctly. Everyone sees the headline and thinks, great, cheaper debt. That is not how banks work.
Some context. President Trump demanded a 10% national cap on credit card interest, down from the average of about 21%. The deadline was January 20th.
And what happened? Did the banks just salute and lower the rates?
No, they refused. Led by Jamie Dimon, the banking sector is fighting back. Their argument is that at 10% interest, they simply cannot cover the risk of lending to anyone who isn't a prime borrower. The default models just don't work.
Let's break that down. What does that mean for you?
It means if the cap is enforced, the banks won't lower your rate. They will cancel your card.
Exactly. Do not cheer for this. The bank's response will be contraction. They will cut credit lines to the bottom 80% of the population. Imagine your credit card stops working tomorrow. That liquidity crisis Saks faced. It's coming for your household.
And this isn't hypothetical. We're already seeing this mechanism in Impact 2, the vendor safeguard reality. We have to go back to the Saks fallout and Paris Fashion Week.
Right. The runways were pretty, but the backrooms were a bloodbath. I heard stories of designers holding onto garment bags until wire transfers literally cleared.
That's correct. Following the Saks default, brands are demanding cash up front. The trust economy, the idea of buy now, pay later between businesses, it's vanished.
And that's the new standard. If Hermes is scared, your local grocery store supplier should be terrified. The era of frictionless trade is over.
It's worth noting that the artistic director for Hermes Men's Universe, Veronique Nichanian, announced her departure after almost 40 years. It really symbolizes the end of an era of stability.
And where does the smart money go when the system breaks? When the banks are fighting, the president and retailers are going bust.
Impact 3, the flight to safety, Bitcoin.
Trading at $89,500?
It's holding strong. In fact, the volatility in traditional markets seems to be what's driving the price up.
Look, this isn't speculation anymore. I don't care if you love crypto or hate it. This is an exit strategy. Capital is fleeing the traditional banking system because the rules, like interest rates, are now subject to political whims.
Which brings us to the final and most personal threat vector. We've talked about your credit, your supply chain, your currency. Now we need to talk about your identity. Section 4.
We call this the assassin's blade, because this threat isn't coming for your country. It's coming for you.
We are referencing the Global Cybersecurity Outlook 2026 report. The headline figure is the cost. A predicted $57 billion in damages this year alone from cybercrime, but the methodology has changed.
Yeah, it's not a hacker in a hoodie anymore. It's not some kid in a basement guessing your password.
No, it's AI weaponization. We're seeing autonomous AI agents using deep fakes to bypass biometric security.
Let's just unpack that for a second. Your Face ID, your voice recognition at the bank.
Useless. The report highlights automated ransomware that now targets individuals, not just corporations. These AI agents work 24/7. They can clone your voice from a social media video you posted years ago, call your bank, and authorize a transfer.
The predator is an autonomous AI. It's hunting your bank account while you sleep. It doesn't get tired, it doesn't make mistakes, and with the breakdown in international policing we talked about, there is no one coming to arrest it.
This creates a vacuum of security. The state can no longer guarantee the safety of your assets.
So this is the hard conversation. Look at the pattern. Saks Global thought its brand would save it. It didn't. Ukraine thought Western aid would save it. They're in the dark. You think the banks or the government will save your pension?
The evidence suggests the institutions are contracting to protect themselves. They are not protecting you.
The safety net is gone. The 10% credit cap fight proves the banks will dump you to save themselves. The Saks bankruptcy proves the market will let you die. The will for peace exercises prove the global order doesn't care about your borders anymore.
So the question shifts from analysis to action.
Stop asking, what will they do? What will the president do? Just stop. Ask, what will I do? The era of outsourcing your survival is over. You need to secure your own supply chain, your own data, your own liquidity.
You are effectively the sovereign of your own life, your own central bank, your own minister of defense.
Exactly. Are you a victim waiting to happen? Or are you a warlord of your own life? Because the world of 2026 doesn't have room for passengers. It only has room for players. And if you're just watching, you have already lost.
The vacuum is here.
Interpret the silence accordingly.
Neural pulse. Clarity in a complex world. Decide your move.